के लोह पुरुष अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल से सम्मानित मेजर जनरल विक्रम देव डोगरा को यह सम्मान दिया जा रहा है। एक प्रेरक और नेतृत्व वक्ता है। 6 टेडेक्स वार्ताओं के वक्ता मेजर जनरल विक्रम देव डोगरा को 1981 में कमीशन मिला था। 37 वर्षों से अधिक समय तक सेना में सेवा करने वाले IMA से स्वॉर्ड ऑफ ऑनर और गोल्ड मेडल के प्राप्तकर्ता विक्रम देव डोगरा मार्चिंग, निशानेबाजी, शारीरिक फिटनेस में सर्वश्रेष्ठ रहने वाले और बख्तरबंद कोर में कमीशन पाने वालों में प्रथम होने के लिए 4 और पदकों से सम्मानित हैं। मानवता के प्रति उनके योगदान को मान्यता देने के लिए उन्हें मानद डॉक्टरेट की उपाधि से भी सम्मानित किया जा चुका है। असाधारण क्रम की विशिष्ट सेवा को मान्यता देने के लिए भारत के राष्ट्रपति द्वारा अति विशिष्ट सेवा मेडल से सम्मानित किया गया है। 2018 में उन्होंने 58 साल की उम्र में आयरन मैन ऑस्ट्रेलिया की उपाधि प्राप्त की और ऐसा करने वाले पहले भारतीय सेना अधिकारी और दुनिया के एकमात्र जनरल बने। जुलाई 2019 में उन्होंने एक हफ्ते जर्मनी में आयरन मैन प्रतियोगिता में हिस्सा लिया और अपने समय में 40 मिनट का सुधार किया। 2 अक्टूबर 2022 को 62 साल की उम्र में तीसरा आयरन मैन इवेंट बार्सिलोना स्पेन में करने वाले विक्रम देव डोगरा को भारत के लोह पुरुष की ख्याति प्राप्त है। आज इन्हें कुंवर वियोगी शौर्य सम्मान से सम्मानित किया जा रहा है। आप सभी महानुभावों से अनुरोध, कृपया इन्हें कुंवर वियोगी शौर्य सम्मान से सम्मानित करें और सम्मान देने के लिए विशेष उपस्थिति गोवर्धन सिंह जम्वाल जी की। पारंपरिक डुग्गर संस्कृति को दर्शाता ये सम्मान स्नेह समृद्धि चिन्ह हम सबके बीच इस समय मौजूद है मेजर जनरल विक्रम देव डोगरा, जो आज जाने जाते हैं द आयरन मैन ऑफ भारत के नाम से। और आज आप सभी के समक्ष पावर ऑफ परसिवरेंस यानी निरंतर प्रयासरत रहने की शक्ति कैसे हमें सफल बना सकती है, इस पर अपने विचार व्यक्त करने जा रहे हैं। आपकी सबकी कर्तव्य ध्वनि के बीच आप सबके समक्ष विक्रम देव डोगरा सर।
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very humbled to be here this afternoon, and I want to start by thanking Gen. Govardhan and Mrs. Poonam for finding me worthy of bestowing this award, and it's going to only help me, going to act as a catalyst to help me work even harder than what I have been doing right now. After this power of technology, I'm going to speak to you about the power of perseverance. Not to take away anything from technology, but I feel power of perseverance is something that will benefit each one of you here today. And I have chosen the theme of failure because failure is something that we all experience in our lives at some stage of the year. And it is something that's a reality. And if we understand failure, we can actually use it to come out stronger and achieve whatever we set aside for. I'm going to narrate this with my story. And it was a couple of years ago, I was on a drive with my wife. We were doing a road trip. It was the longest trip. We had covered 500 odd kilometers when she suddenly popped a question at me. And she asked me, how often do you think a person is reborn? And I was stumped. And to avoid an embarrassing situation, I laughed off the question. But it got me thinking. And when I started introspecting and thinking about it, I realized that we are reborn every time we undertake a new venture in our lives. Every time you set off to do something different in your life, it's like being reborn because you have to reinvent yourself. And I was reminded of what happened with me. I joined the Indian Army in 1981, and as was brought out, I passed out with the Sword of Honor, the Gold Medal, and 4 other medals. And I got commissioned into the most illustrious regiment of the Indian Army called the Pune Horse, which had a history of over 200 years and had fought so valiantly in the battles with Pakistan that the Pakistanis had called this regiment Fakr-e-Hind, the pride of India. And the regiment has 2 Paramveer Chakras to its credit, Lieutenant Colonel Tarapur and Arun Khetri. During my career in the Army, I did 8 courses of instruction. I got an alpha grading in all of them, and I also topped 5 of them. And I went on to command my regiment. I commanded an infantry brigade, an armored brigade on the Western Front with Pakistan. And I also commanded an infantry division that was tasked to carry out strikes into enemy territory. And needless to say, my commands were all exemplary and went off well. And I was riding a high horse in my life. I was now waiting for the last rank, that was the rank of Lieutenant General, and I thought it's only a matter of time that that would happen. I was posted to the Army headquarters as the Provost Marshal, that is the head of the military police, and we'd had a very, very busy week because I had managed to push through a file where, after a lot of resistance, the Army agreed to induct women into the Army below officer rank. And so it was a very satisfying week. I had come back home. It was a weekend, Friday evening. I had a party to attend that night. I had a game of golf in the morning and family lunch when the phone rang. And on that call, which I received that moment, I got the news that the results for the promotion board had been declassified, but your name is not there amongst them. And that left me shattered, because like I told you, I thought I was there. I was overconfident about getting promoted. And I was not prepared for this failure. And when this failure happened, I took it upon myself that I had let myself down. I started feeling I had let my family down, and I felt humiliated. Because I would wonder what people would be saying about that this guy thought he was on a high horse, he was on a fast track, and look at him now, he's a failure. So I stopped meeting people. I started hibernating. So much so, and this carried on for almost 1 year, that I started losing confidence in myself, and I also lost my self-esteem, because somewhere, though I knew the reason for my not getting promoted was not my lack of competence and was something to do with petty politics, but that notwithstanding, I blamed myself. And I started feeling very low on my self-esteem. And when you feel lack of self-esteem, you really don't enjoy anything around you, and that brooding can actually suck away all the joys of life. And that was what was happening with me. And so after this 1 long year, I decided that I needed to do something to get out of this. And I also realized that to get out of it, I had to find a new path, because I knew that the old ways would not open new doors for me. And so I started searching for some kind of a challenge, something that I could do to convince myself that there is nothing wrong with me, that I'm still the guy who passed out with the Sword of Honor. And after a lot of scrutiny, I came onto an event, which is the Iron Man. And when I saw what this event is, and for those of you who don't know what the Ironman is, it's a triathlon, and it's the most grueling one-day endurance event in the world. You have to, in a single day, first swim 3.8 kilometers in the sea. Thereafter, you have to cycle 180 kilometers, and then you have to run 42.2 kilometers, all back to back, and complete it within 16 or 17 hours, depending upon which country you are participating in. And when I saw this event, I said, this is not possible for me to do. I was 58. And I thought that if I can do this, then I will convince myself that there's nothing wrong with me, and I would regain my self-esteem. And so I started my training. And before I go on and share with you the challenges that I faced and what you guys can take away from my journey, I want to share a small video about this event so that you understand what it is, and then we'll take it on. Okay. Volume.
To accomplish something extraordinary, one must have an extraordinary dream. A goal so high, a journey so demanding, that its achievement to most seems impossible. For 35 years, Ironman has defined the sport, growing from a single race into a global movement and a new generation of athletes. In 25 countries with over 200 events, Ironman inspires us to reimagine our limits, to set our sights higher, to go farther than we ever have before. You can walk straight through hell with a smile. Be a hero, you can get the gold. Breaking all the records that don't never be broken. Do it for the people, do it for your pride. Never gonna know if you never even try. Do it for your country, do it for your name.
What you see now is race day, Austria,
is a statement
lined up for the
of
swim.
excellence, passion,
And that's a swim start. These are actual shots of the race day.
It is a test of physical toughness and
The
mental
last 1
strength.
kilometer of the swim.
Ironman is about persevering,
After this you come out
enduring,
and you run to where your
part of
cycles are
something
parked.
larger than ourselves. It shows the heights that can be achieved when we push beyond our boundaries
You pick up your bike and you go for your 1
and go the
kilometer
distance
bike ride.
to earn the title Ironman.
And in this 180 kilometers we gain an elevation of 6,000 feet. These are actual shots of race day coming down. You finish your bike ride and go for your 42 kilometer run. Self-discipline is required, and I equate it to self-love. If you love yourself, then you will do whatever is required to make your dream come true. For example, people say, I want to lose weight. I don't have the time. It's an excuse. Because if you love yourself and you want to lose weight, then come hell or high water, you will find the time to do so. You will find that time, whether it's by morning, evening, night, however, you will lose weight. So equate your self-discipline and self-love, that you're doing it for yourself. If you don't have the self-discipline, then you will never be able to put in that extra effort. When I completed the Ironman, running down the red carpet, my name being announced, the crowd applauding, and I would get goosebumps and I would feel my morale would go up again. And the second technique was of self-talk. Talk to yourself. And you would have seen a lot of athletes doing it. You see them on television saying something. So the athletes are talking to themselves like, I used to tell myself, you're good, you're the best, you will come out strong. And we don't realize it, but this infuses a positivity within us. And we start feeling higher morale again. There are some obstacles to success I want to share with you. The first obstacle to success is your inability to get out of your comfort zone. We are all very, very happy being in our comfort zone. But let me assure you, anybody who's done well in his life or her life has only done it by stepping out of the comfort zone. And you have to make it a habit by taking baby steps. Start stepping out on small issues. A problem comes your way, don't procrastinate and brush it under the carpet. Deal with it the moment it comes. And you will find these small steps will soon become a habit, and you'll be the one person in your organization who's always ready to take on a new challenge and step out of the comfort zone. The second one is perceived helplessness. कि मेरे से नहीं होगा, कोई काम दिया, मेरे से नहीं होगा. We feel that we will not be able to do it even without trying. So get out of that habit. And the last one is our wanting to take shortcuts in our life. Quick success, but there are no shortcuts to success. You have to go the whole hog. You have to persevere. So if you remember this, these three obstacles will not come in your way. And my last point to you is, don't let anybody ever tell you that you're too young to do anything or you're too old to do anything. Because age is only a number and you're as old as you want to feel you are. And in your journey, compete with yourself. Don't compete with others. Because you make your own timetables, you make your own plans, you set the stage by how much time you have, what is your current threshold level, and where you want to go. And if you start following other people and following their timetable for chasing the same dream that you have, then you will go wrong. Before I leave, I have three parting tips for you. The first one is that in your lives, which is you're now on the threshold of your lives, and you're going to meet a lot of people, but try and surround yourself with those people whose eyes light up when they see you. They're your real friends. They will support you and they will help you when you need it. Also, we want to reach the top or to our goal fastest, quickly. But my advice to you is that the fastest way to get to the top is to go slowly, to go step by step. And when you come, and when you reach, and when you come to the top, or when you reach your first goal, and you're feeling all empowered and happy that, I have done it. Your first mountain that you've crossed, remember, it's the bottom of the next mountain that you have to yet to climb. So with that, I've come to the end of my talk.
Please comment, like, share and subscribe to our channel for weekly content of poetry, music videos, artist interviews, roundtables and cultural dialogues.